Hello, everyone. Thanks you for clicking end this video. My father's words broke my silence. I never thought my own father would expose my hidden truth at my sister's wedding. At 40, I sat in a dim corner of the banquet hall, my black dress blending into the shadows as Dad Michael rose with a wine glass in hand. Friends and family, he boomed. Let's raise a toast to my daughter Lily and her new husband, Major Ethan Caldwell, a Marine who storms battlefields with valor. The crowd quieted, eyes fixed on him. I fiddled with my napkin, surrounded by cousins I barely knew. Ethan's a warrior, Dad continued, pride radiating. Leading troops through danger just like his uncle in Desert Storm. That's real courage. My chest tightened. I knew that tone. Disappointment dressed is just now about my other daughter, Rachel, he said, nodding toward me. Every head swiveled, pinning me under their gaze. She's got some job with the Marines, probably shuffling emails or making coffee. Snickers rippled through the room. Lily, stunning in her white gown, mouthed an apology from the head table. Truth is, Dad went on, his voice heavy with familiar judgment. Rachel tried for officer training but couldn't cut it. We hoped she'd soar, but she's been stuck in low-level roles ever since. Uncle Greg leaned over, his whisper loud enough for nearby tables. Didn't she wash out of officer school? Dad sighed. Yep, couldn't handle the grind. At least she's got steady work, even if it's not what we dreamed. I gripped my glass, my face hot. Ethan, the groom, shifted in a seat, his eyes flicking toward me with a strange intensity. Dad raised his glass. To Lily and Ethan and the honor of true Marine grit. Glasses clink-kegged, and I sat rigid, his words slicing through me. As conversations resumed, I debated slipping away. Then Ethan approached, his dress blues sharp. Ma'am, he said softly, can I speak with you alone? Puzzled, I followed him to a quiet patio outside. He ran a hand over his buzzed hair. Colonel, he started, then paused. How should I address you off duty? I froze. What are you talking about? You're Colonel Rachel Bennett, right? Commander of the 2nd Marine Aircraft Wing, my breath caught. How do you know that? Ma'am, I'm Major Caldwell, stationed at Cherry Point. I've been in your Air Ops briefings for a year. I didn't place you at first out of uniform, but when your dad said your name, he shook his head. Your family doesn't know. I glanced back at Dad. Charming guests inside. No, they don't, but you lead a wing. A 8B Harriers, 18 years of service, Navy Cross, 2 silver stars. Ethan, I said sharply, keep this between us. Your dad just told everyone you're a glorified clerk. I exhaled. He's thought I'm a failure since I was 20. Ethan's jaw dropped. You graduated OCS, flew combat missions, led squadrons. How does he not know? I stopped telling him. He said I'd never make major. When I did, he claimed women couldn't handle combat roles, so I quit trying. Lily joined us, her heels clicking on the patio. Rachel, you okay? She glanced between us. What's going on? Congrats on the wedding, I said to Ethan, sidestepping. Great to meet you. Why'd you call her ma'am? Lily asked, giggling. She's my sister. Ethan hesitated, looking to me. Just a work thing, he muttered. Aunt Diane wobbled over, wine glass in hand. Rachel, tell Ethan about your job. I'm sure he'd love hearing about Marine paperwork. Ethan's eyes narrowed. Mrs. Turner, what do you think Rachel does? Some office gig at the base, Diane said early. Michael said she never made officer, but she's got a steady paycheck. Ethan's voice tightened. I think there's a mix-up. It's fine. I interjected, but Ethan was already heading inside. Oh, God. I whispered. Lily frowned. What's wrong? I watched, pulse racing as Ethan approached Dad at the head table. Dad's grin faltered as Ethan spoke, his face shifting to shock. Nearby guests leaned in. Aunt Clara paused her story. Uncle Steve turned to listen. Dad stood abruptly, his glass clattering. The room hushed as he crossed to me. Ethan trailing. Rachel, Dad said, voice taut. Ethan says you command an air wing. Is that true? Yes, I replied evenly. A crowd gathered. Dad's face twisted, disbelief, then guilt. Why didn't you tell us? You never asked. You decided I was a letdown years ago, but you failed officer training. Aunt Clara stammered. No, I said, you assumed I did. For 18 years, you all assumed. Lily's eyes welled. Rachel, you never said you flew jets. Would you have believed me? Silence fell. Dad's voice cracked. Rachel, I thought. I assumed. You assumed. I echoed. When I made captain, you said it was luck. When I earned my wings, you called it a handout, so I stopped sharing. Ethan stepped forward. Colonel Bennett is a legend in the Corps. Her pilots trust her with their lives. I've seen her lead under fire. Ethan, I said quietly, that's enough. No, ma'am, they need to hear this. You've flown missions that saved lives, commanded operations most can't imagine, all while your family thought you filed papers. Lily sobbed. We should have known. You couldn't, I said. I didn't tell you. I didn't think you'd care. Dad's eyes glistened. I'm so proud, Rachel. I just didn't know how to be. You didn't try to know, I said softly. That's the difference. He nodded, broken. Can we fix this? Can I learn about you? Start by listening. Ask questions without judging. Ethan spoke up. Ma'am, your promotion to Brigadier General is next month, right? Your family should be at the ceremony. General, Lily gasped. Pending confirmation, I said. Dad's voice shook. Can we come? I'd like that. As guests dispersed, some apologized. Others asked shy questions about my career. A weight lifted, not from their approval, but from realizing their ignorance never defined me. I'd flown missions, led wings, earned my stars with or without their praise. Later, Ethan approached. Sorry if I overstepped, ma'am. You did right, I said. Congrats again. Driving home, I recalled Dad's final question. Why I never fought his assumptions. I told him what flying taught me when underestimated. You don't argue. You climb, you soar, you let your wings roar louder than their doubts. That night my truth roared, and in the quiet victory of being seen, I found not vengeance, but clarity. I was always enough whether they saw it or not.
Thanks for watching PastQuest. If you enjoyed the journey into history, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing stories from the past. See you in the next quest.